All right. Hi, everybody. I'm live again doing readings for the channel. In a really weird way, I'm feeling kind of better. I'm going to try and remember some of the reasons or realizations that I had about my channel and about why I started it in the first place. So I'm going to keep that in mind during this live stream. So, yeah. Hopefully, if any of you missed my live stream, my apologies, and hopefully you're able to still get something from this, as I am going to start this live stream with a collective reading. And wow, Roxy, hi. Yeah, absolutely. If you are willing to sit tight, I want to do a collective reading real quick, and that gives everyone a chance to maybe show up at this live stream. And then if not, that's all. That's okay too, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna get started with a collective reading just for anyone who may come across this video in the future. Desires to let me know. Aww. Yeah, I think that's a wonderful reading. So let's get started with a collective reading on what is going on at this time for everybody, what might be going on over the next week, the next 2 weeks, and what we might be manifesting in the long run. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's see what's going on at this time. The Two of Wands. Important decisions are being made. I feel like this is a very important time for everyone to nurture what you want and focus on bringing in good things to your wishes, to your energy, to your life. So I know from personal experience, we sometimes might have this urge or feeling to sort of give up or self-destruct or something along those lines. But I'm getting this is actually maybe more important time than you realize to still harness some peaceful, loving energy towards what you want out of life. So I feel like saying, based off of my own experience recently, that it's whatever time has happened or any missed opportunities, don't worry about it, and to just feel good in the present moment. So that's what I'm getting is going on at the current time. Over the next week, we've got Pulsar, which I'm getting like you actually, are still well on your way. Thank you, Roxy. Roxy on the channel says that says I love the background, so thank you. Yeah, this is one of my favorite backgrounds. It's actually my desktop background. So yeah, over the next week, I feel like we are actually on our way to a very particular destination. It is important that we get to that place, and I feel like letting everyone know that if you resonate with this, if you feel like you've been wandering around, unsure of like if you're getting where you need to go, this is kind of reassurance that you are getting where you need to go, and to not worry about that, and to just keep taking care of yourself and your the environment around you, and you will be good. So what might be happening 2 weeks from now, so over the next 2 weeks? Uranus, passion, indulgence, sexuality. So I do feel like over the course of these couple of weeks throughout the rest of January, we are going to feel like we are that much closer to what we desire. So I think that's just good for everybody, right? So the last card we've got is what we are manifesting in the long run. And we've got the Lovers card. So obviously, that's a very good card. And that kind of goes in line with the Uranus card when it talks about passion, sexuality, indulgence. And then we pulled the Lover's card of what we're manifesting in the long run. And this says family, affection, loved ones, and connections. So in the long run, you are manifesting really important connections and loving people into your community, which is going to help serve you when it comes to your manifestations. Hello, NC. Welcome in. I just did a collective reading for everyone as to what's going to be happening over the next couple weeks for everyone. So if you want to rewind and ever check that out, you can. But I'm also here doing live readings with everybody. So I just wanted to do a collective reading just to get started. Roxy had a question, and so we're going to start there. But if you want to get a free reading, NC, just let me know. You can drop your question below. All right. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Absolutely. And I'm going to be going in order from when I kind of see people. So you are next on the list. And welcome to the channel. I think I'm not sure if you're new here or if you've been here before, but I appreciate the subscribe. Hi, Steph. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. All right, whatever my heart desires to let Roxy know. I feel like taking this card. Pluto. Okay, so you might have become fed up with a situation in life or with a living situation or with just some sort of energy that no longer serves you. This could be about work, of course. This could just be about the way everyday life has been going for you. I think you're looking at some of the either patterns or things that have happened recently, and you've become fed up with certain energy. This doesn't have to be about the outer world, like people or work or like a living situation. This could be just something that you've noticed in yourself. It's just however that resonates. But I'm getting that at this time, it's kind of like a, third quarter moon cycle energy about like releasing things, letting stuff go. So I think you've been seeing what you need to let go of at this time. You've been seeing what old energy is exiting out of your life at this time, and you were deciding on what no longer serves you. So yeah, I think Mercury retrograde also can bring that stuff up as well. Hi, Miss King. Welcome in. Ace of Wands. And then, yeah, it seems like you're... Whoa, what is happening? Oh, I see. Sorry about that. I was going to say, out with the old, in with the new is pretty much what this combo is saying. The Pluto card and the Ace of Wands card. So Pluto, it literally says finality, distance, and separation. So you might be done with a certain situation at this time and welcoming in something brand new. The Ace of Wands, new opportunities for yourself. I think you learned whatever you needed to about life and about a certain situation, and now you've kind of reached some sort of closure or peace of understanding and are just wanting to bring in some new energy at this point. So I think you're definitely working on that, and you are sort of working on your own vision out of life. And if you don't know exactly everything that you want, you are actually visualizing at this time, or that could be helpful to do that. So yeah, I think, because obviously what we want out of life can always change. But I am getting with the Ace of Wands and how it says creative vision that, yeah, focusing in on the life that you want at this time will serve you well. And let's get one last card just to, yeah, we get the Magician, number 1, which goes with the Ace of Wands. So yeah, it does seem like this is a good time to take action towards your vision, whatever your vision is about. So yeah, I'm getting that this is about love and like wanting to always bring in more like love and positivity into your life, but also that you might have a specific goal at this time, a vision in terms of like a craft or art, something like that, and getting to let your inner child out more. So I hope that resonates. That's what I have as just whatever messages speaking from the heart. And just to remind you that it's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to not know exactly what you want your own life to look like. It's okay to explore and to just, keep an open mind and discover what is ahead. You're welcome. So that's what I've got there. Thanks, Steph. I appreciate the likes. Thank you for liking this video. All right, NC, what actions will SC take once he realizes I'm serious about the breakup? Whoa. The Ace of Wands. Wow. I feel like the energy there is, it's possibly like the energy I'm getting is, in the Three of Cups, that if you are serious and it's what you truly want, I think this person might actually, like, they're going to run with it and kind of like accept the breakup. They may try and actually rely on friends because it might be painful, or they might want to be friends with you still. If that doesn't sound likely, or if that doesn't sound right, then I think this is saying that they are going to be trying to like meet new connections and try to build some sort of like emotional support in their life. That's kind of what I'm getting. So I do think they're going to take you seriously about the breakup. That's what I'm leaning towards. Obviously, this person, them, this person, and I don't. So if you feel like that's like not what they would do, then, trust your own intuition first and foremost. But that's what I'm getting based off of these cards, the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. Yeah. I'm getting like, I don't know how accepting they seem of the situation in the present moment, but it does seem like they're trying to accept this for what it is. So they may be taking you seriously. You're welcome. All right. And if anyone else wants to get a reading, just let me know. Yes, absolutely. let me know what you would like a reading on, or if you have a particular question, Miss King. Oh, whatever comes to heart. Okay. I saw the star card, and on this card in particular, one of the keywords that it mentions is communication, stimulation. So I think you might start communicating more with others, and others might start communicating more with you. Hi there. Welcome in, Maitri. Whew. Yeah, and now I'm getting the King of Swords with the Chariot. But the King of Swords says silent observation, subtleties, and opportune timing. And then the Chariot. So I think this is a message saying either for you or someone that you're dealing with is the kind of person where you don't just blurt out anything on your mind. You observe, you listen, and you pay attention to if it's a good time to bring something up or not. So you're very considerate of not interrupting anybody, I would say. And I think this is a very healing energy. This is kind of like Libra's energy. So, and Pisces. But I am getting that pretty much you might be the type of person who listens first and kind of like thinks carefully before communicating. So I think your considerate nature is helping you move forward at this time. Just make sure you've got a nice balance of listening, but also getting to speak up for yourself, to voice your own thoughts and opinions. And yeah, I think you might be, I like healing. I try 100. Yes. So yeah, I think it's kind of like, the One Piece fan. Thank you. Do we have a One Piece fan? Because, yeah, One Piece is so good. Yeah, I definitely need to learn how to speak up for myself. ... Yeah, I do think that's part of the advice that might help you move things forward and keep things balanced. Ooh, that's a yes. Woo! Then you are already doing so well. And you know exactly what I mean. I think everyone who watches One Piece or reads One Piece or both, you know that if someone else is doing that, you know that they're doing it right. Because One Piece is actually like the best. Yeah. So let's get one more card for you, Miss King. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, this might be an important lesson, especially when it comes to manifesting a balanced relationship, or whatever your heart desires, to be able to go for what you want out of life. So I do think that, like, being the listener and being considerate, of course, is really important. But I do think, like, learning to balance that and to find like a place where you get to have your own voice, and you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You could just voice your own opinion to yourself in a journal or a diary, vlog. I used to make videos pretty much just privately, would never upload them, but I would make them. So that counts as voicing your opinion. Even just having the thoughts and then agreeing with yourself in your own thoughts, those count as voicing your opinion, believing in yourself more. So if it helps, it's okay to believe in yourself without having to prove it to someone else. You don't need someone else's approval on if your reasoning makes sense. So Yeah. Gaslighting is a real problem in this world, like people gaslighting us. So, yeah. But that's something that I felt like saying. So, as a bit of advice on how you can voice your opinion in ways that may feel safe. You're welcome, Miss King. I appreciate you as well, and getting a reading was really nice. Happy New Year. Hi, Nista. And Maitri, exactly. About One Piece. Absolutely. Ask away. Any empowering message you hear now? Ah, you're welcome. Uh-oh. It looks like the quality of my internet just crashed. Internet technical difficulties. I think it got better. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. I'm glad it's doing a bit better. Yeah, it is doing better. It looks like my internet is is returning. So that's good. Alrighty. I guess I'll take that moment to just say on the channel that donations are of course welcome and appreciated. So if anyone can donate or wants to get a reading via donation, we can do an extended reading as well that way. You can look in the description below for that information. Elaine Tat, hello, welcome in. Alrighty, so any empowering messages I need to hear now? Pluto, again. So I keep getting the same cards no matter how much I shuffle this deck. So I'm going to pull from a different deck. I'm also going to look at the back. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this probably is to do with either work or your, these emotes, either with work or your living situation. So I'm not sure if your living situation is one where you kind of decided you want to move, or that just the way that things are running at your home or in your work, some things might not be working. Let me know if that resonates, because that's what I get with Pluto and then Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles to me is like especially the home or your own space, like yours. Possibly there might have been some energy that was invading like your privacy about moving. Whoa. Hey, Danny, welcome in. So yeah, there seems to be messages about that. I think validating that you are right to move. or to want to move. And I think that that's working out. Hey, LA, welcome in. We've got the Two of Swords. You might feel stuck when it comes to moving, not quite sure how to do it or what action to take. Queen of Wands. But I do think just trusting that it's working out, just knowing that things will have to change eventually. I do think in time, knowing a decision to make will become clear. So right now, just knowing self-respect, how to set your own boundaries, and that if people do respect them, then good. But that if people don't and they cross boundaries, that's not your fault. It's not because you didn't speak up about your boundaries enough, quote unquote, because then that makes it takes accountability away from the people who are crossing boundaries in the first place. So if that's a thing about your current living situation, this is just kind of saying that spirit backing you up, knowing that you are right to want your space being respected. Wow. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. And then the Sun card. Yeah, I think knowing what your boundaries are, and the Empress, and just taking care of yourself, you are going to bring in positive things. Life is going to play out in such a way that gets you away from disrespectful energies. Yeah. And things are definitely going to work out for you, is how I feel like saying. So, yeah, this might be a waiting period, but I do think some really positive things are happening in your life at this time, despite whatever boundaries are being crossed, whatever negative things might be happening, however painful this waiting period might be. I do think there are positive things coming your way that are going to help you survive at this time. You're welcome. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for dropping your questions. I'm going to be doing readings in the following order. I'm going to do Elaine's general reading. Anyone who wants a reading, go ahead and just drop a question. After Elaine, I'll be doing a reading for Can So You, which I think you were in one of my live streams a few days ago. So welcome back, if I'm remembering right. And then also a reading for Anita. And I wanted to say, hey, welcome in. So, exactly, the waiting. Oh. And if anyone is here for a while, we can always circle back and do another reading. I'm going to be here for kind of as long as I can. So yeah, just wanted to let that be known. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to be pulling a couple cards for everybody just so that everyone gets a reading. If you want an extended reading or if you want your reading to take priority, donations, of course, are always welcome and very much appreciated. So yeah. But that being said, I'm going to continue with Elaine's reading. So a general reading for Elaine. Generally, Six of Pentacles, it's kind of that same thing. The efforts that you're making right now, you may not be seeing it paying off entirely quite yet. But that's because big things are happening. And when big things are happening, they take more time to shift into view. So kind of think about when you try to watch the sunset or watch the sunrise, even though it's really big, the sun, physically, it takes a while for us to witness the actual sun physically rise or to set. So I'm getting the message to say that generally that this is the case for your manifestations, particularly when it has to do with finances. So you might be taking risks lately or really putting yourself out there, even if it's in small ways. But I'm getting that these are not for nothing, to keep investing in yourself and in whatever your craft is or into your life, and things are going to pay off. The Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like another thing about finances, about reaching milestones when it comes to your stability. So this could be a promotion even after working at a place for some amount of time. That actually might have been, oh, yes, I'm currently looking for a job. So yeah, it could be getting a position somewhere. And it might be at a place where you do surprisingly well, where generally the employer there happens to be a more balanced individual that actually tries to be a bit more fair towards the people they hire. So this might be someone that tries to increase pay and to give like raises that are well earned, things like that. So I think you might actually get hired at a place where, shocker, the boss can actually be kind of more understanding. Those work environments sort of do exist. It's, I think, harder to find due to honestly how corrupt this whole work system is. But I do think you're going to find a place that is worth the work, worth the effort, at least at this time on your journey. So let's get one last card. Having someone help me with the resume. Yes. The Uranus card, passion, indulgence, and sexuality. I think this is really good. It's also possible that this person helping you, like, genuinely really likes you, obviously. So I think this is really healthy for that connection as well, perhaps. And one last card, the Sun. Yeah, very positive thing. So that's really, really good. I do think they're going to help you, and that they'll help build up quite a good resume, and that you will get a position somewhere. So that's what I'm going to say with all of that. And thank you for giving me that context, because obviously I was like, with the Pentacles, I was like, yeah, this is work related. And having a tough time seeing the full results. So that always depends on the person. It could always have been about, a promotion. And then, of course, just simply getting employed. I shouldn't say simply, like that. I think there are a lot of people in this world who don't understand or don't realize how difficult finding work actually can be. I grew up under circumstances of people kind of misjudging my situation and wondering why I claim that it's difficult to find work. It's because it was difficult to find work, you know? Yeah. Ooh, for graphic design. Oh, I think you're going to get really good at that. We've got the Knight of Swords on the back, and it says skill, ambition, and momentum. So I do think this is all just like the push that you need to get a good start on that journey. So yeah, definitely investing time into that is going to pay off. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Elaine. Alrighty. Next is Can So You. And yeah, I just want to circle back to my tree, just a little sharing about my situation, which is that I was in a really bad living situation pretty much my whole life, but there were some times where I kind of got like, breaks from it. But I ended up stuck there again for about all of 2020, 2021, and the first half of 2022. So about 2.5 years. But I'm in a much better place now. Now it's just a lot of healing something to keep in mind when you do kind of get to that better place in your life. You're going to need to take plenty of time to heal. Yeah, there's no rush to that, to healing. But I do think you're definitely going to get to a better place. And yeah, I'm excited for when that happens for us all. Alrighty. Hi, Maria. Okay, so so you, hi. Can I hear what spirit needs me to know, please? Yeah, the Chariot. Okay, you might need to bring balance into your situation in order to move forward at this time. It's important to, be receptive to what life has to offer and to be patient and, not to put all the pressure on yourself that you have to do anything in particular. But it's perhaps equally important to find something that feels important to do. So if you feel stuck in your situation, there's always ways in which you can care for yourself. Being a little more kinder with yourself on a particular day. Drinking a little more water if that's what you need on a particular day. Eating a little bit more gentle foods or whatever, foods that won't be as harsh in your digestive system for your body, giving yourself a little better fuel for the day, things like that. So I'm getting that might be a message for you. The Knight of Cups, to be a little more loving towards yourself for sure, and a little more protective over your energy so that others don't cross boundaries and cause emotional pain, because I do think your emotional stability is really important for you when it comes to being able to make decisions and when it comes to being able to enjoy your life. So I do think like emotional health is really important for your overall well-being, especially at this time. So that's what I'm getting. And then the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think to move forward, protecting your heart, validating yourself more, and finding the courage and the passion and the drive to work towards your dreams is important. Let's get if there's any final message there. 5 of Swords. Yeah, you might be really like struggling when it comes to finding like balance when it comes to your passions versus daily life. Hi, Strawberry Rose. I like your username. Welcome in and thank you for subscribing. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Can So You. I think this could also have to do with stepping away from connections that don't make you feel emotionally supported. Yeah. Taking more time to yourself to rest, recuperate, and to invest in your own desires, in your own passions out of life. And I think this is going to help you move forward at this time. So that's what I have as generally what Spirit needs you to know. I hope that resonates. Hi, Maria. Thank you. I definitely have experienced improvements. It's still relatively about the same. My health is always going to be kind of how it is, but taking the vitamins, drinking more water definitely made an improvement overall, especially with routine. So I appreciate that. Hi, Stara. You're welcome in, everybody. So if anyone wants to get a free reading at this time, go ahead and just drop your question below. I'm just going down the list. So you can look at the question that is listed on the screen. I just finished this reading for Can So You. So I'm going to move down the list and answer Anita's question. What's next for me? And so, yeah, Anita, I hope this resonates with you. We've got dark matter, unseen forces at work, in karma. I feel as though you've been basically trying to do what's right in your situation. You're someone who, even though people don't make it easy for you to always try and be the bigger person, it seems like it's built. You're just like a natural at trying to be your best self. So even when you could like, you know, get like karma, enact karma on someone or whatever, I feel like you're the type of person where you're like, I could, but I won't. Like I feel like you tend to just sort of choose to believe like I don't have to, put myself down on like just because someone else does that. And then maybe just trusting that karma will work itself out and that anyone who mistreats you or others, that in the long run, life will play out on its own. So I think karma is paying off because you choose to focus on yourself and bettering your own life. So you might be focused more on yourself and kind of finding a way, definitely lol, you might be finding a way to move on from certain connections, things like that. But yeah, I do believe in karma. I do think like, and I don't think karma is like this all punishing system. I think it can be a rewarding system. So yeah, it does seem like there's something like bigger happening at this time and that things are going to play out in your favor, but things are the movie is still unfolding. The plot thickens yet again, we've got the Two of Wands, but I do feel like it's important to hear this because it's important to hold on to hope. We can very easily choose to worsen our own situation from either losing hope, just sort of like shutting down, giving up, things like that. So I feel like saying, don't give up. You might still be in some really early stages of your manifestations in life. And so that might feel like it's going to be quite a while of waiting and having to keep putting in efforts and keep questioning and trying to figure out how to improve yourself and your life and how to do that in such a world that makes it so inaccessible to nearly everyone. But I think like it's very important that you keep going and that you don't lose hope. Because recently I kind of did. And yesterday I sort of dropped the ball just due to a few, honestly, minor inconveniences, but they felt so major to me because I had so much pressure on myself about that day. Yeah. Playlist my. Hi. Wow, it's been a while. uh, yeah. But that's what I've got for you, Anita. I'll pull one last card. Two of Cups. Yeah, and this could very well do with not only your hopes and dreams, but particular when it comes to love and romance, relationships, finding a good person as a partner, type of a thing. It's possible you've met someone who's been a lot kinder or a lot more fair when it comes to friendship and connecting with you. So I hope that resonates. It seems like you might have made a really good connection recently, or that's what you're going for. If that's the case, then I do feel like that's you might be in the beginning stages of that with someone. Yeah. Or if you have yet to meet this person, I do feel you are genuinely connected and that you are kind of on the way to that. So that's what I have as what's next for you. And I'm doing ups and downs, but I'd say I'm doing good. I'm glad, Anita. Aw. Wow. I'm glad it resonates. All right. Let's see. Water is good. Yes. LA asked, and then Strawberry Rose. So, yeah, if anyone else wants a reading, drop your question. Yeah, playlist my, how have you been? I'm sorry I've been away. You might notice I've been going live almost every day. I kept almost giving up, but today I was just like, I'm gonna try again, and I'm going to feel okay, and I'm gonna feel better, and I am feeling better, and I feel really good actually. I'm really happy that there seems to be quite a few people interacting, getting readings at this time. So thank you all so much for being here. Your presence is duly noted and is very much appreciated. And I also really appreciate everyone who liked this video. I did do a pick a card. I really liked that one. I felt like I got the messages from each card very clearly. And I definitely love hearing that my readings made someone smile. So that's also really cool. All right, who is going to reach out to me first with good news? Michael, Jason, or A? That's for Jason. And A. For some reason, I'm feeling like less likely to hear from A, but I could be wrong about that. There might be a more general reading from the third card. Yes, playlist might. Drop your question. And it seems Steph is making a list for us. Awesome. And I'm going to be trying to do readings a bit quick at this time so I can get to everyone. Alrighty, LA. So the energy I got over Michael is the Comet card. So this one, you might be waiting on that connection, but you might just feel a really strong connection there regardless. For Jason, I get the High Priestess. So again, you're going to have to trust your intuition when it comes to that connection as well. But you do feel like there's something reoccurring about that person. And then with A, we've got the Queen of Wands. And in that connection, I feel as though that's like saying, like, I do feel like they actually, even though I said this earlier that they might be the least likely, I think of the three, they're somehow at the top of the list of who would actually reach out to you, but you're going to have to like ask yourself if they're respecting you or treating you the best. That's what I got. So I hope those cards resonate. I'm going to pull a clarifier on each one just to close out the reading. So let's clarify this card about if Michael may reach out with good news first. We've got the Two of Wands, decisions. I do think that would be, should they reach out first, it would be something positive. And it would give you the choice to make another decision again. Should you hear from Jason first? The Ace of Wands, they might actually bring you something completely different than what the other connections that you're asking about bring. So you might have, this might not be right, but you might have less experience or interactions with Jason out of these connections, or something feels a little newer or more vibrant between the two of you. Like more, I'm just going off literally the Ace of Wands, you know, versus the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is like you kind of know this person a bit more. Ace of Wands is kind of like getting to know or excited or something new. So that's how I'm reading it. And then the third person, A, we get the Seven of Wands. I think A would bring something important to your attention where you would maybe, it would be risky, but possibly worthwhile if you were to invest into it, whatever that thing is. I think out of what I'm getting, you're probably feeling most like the easiest offer to accept might be from Jason out of these three. So let me know if any of that resonates, because obviously I have no idea. But that's what I'm getting here. And I'm getting the first person is someone where like you're not maybe as shy or nervous with that person. And that you kind of know more about what that connection's all about out of these three. So yeah, very, very general energy. But that's what I have to go off of based off of just pulling a few cards. Give you money first. All three of them are pissing me off. That is so funny. I did feel like this was work related because I do still remember that you were talking about like acting and things like that. Yeah, that makes sense. All three of these energies sounds frustrating. So yeah, I wasn't sure how to put that, but it seems like this is resonating since, yeah, all three energies feels a little like iffy, but that should you hear from them with good news, that you would actually have some like movement. Yeah. So it's very likely, also all of the clarifying cards were wands. It's very likely that you're just going to figure something better out. Yeah. Fighting with A today. I feel like what's going on between you and A might be important, and hopefully you might actually work something out. But yeah, I do think you're getting somewhere. I just don't know if it's going to be with any of those people. But if it was, it might be. I feel like one day things could work out in terms of opportunities. You never know. I feel like as you build these connections, it's going to serve you well in the long run, especially if you're interested in like acting, extra, like work on like a camera set or whatever it's called, like at a set. But that's what I've got for you, LA. Alrighty. Strawberry Rose, thank you for being patient. Been in no contact with my ex for exactly 4 months now. I wanted to have an energy update between our connection. Does he think about getting back together? And I guess my question is, do you? And have you figured out if that sounds worth it to you? Because I think that's going to be the most important thing here. Fingers crossed. You got this, LA. You're welcome. I can tell you're definitely on the right path. Like the Two of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. You're really trying to make something happen here. I think the people you're working with, it's frustrating. Hi, Sarithi. Welcome in. Oh, thank you all for the likes on this video. It's very much appreciated. So let's do an energy update between the connection. Seven of Cups. I'd say you're still confused. Both of you are. That's the energy update. Seven of Cups. With the Two of Swords, indecisive, unsure. So I would say that, yeah, he does think about that. Or at least that he's not just over it. Bianca, hi. Benita, welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay to still be confused. And no contact. It depends on, like, how bad did things go? How bad was the connection versus how good? And I hope you've been well as well. Happy New Year. Alrighty. Neha Gupta. Oh, thank you. It's good to hear from you as well. Thanks, Bianca. All right, let's pull another card on the energy update between your connection. Knight of Cups. I do think there's still feelings there, though, that makes it confusing. I'd like to believe that this was one of those situations where a breakup did occur, but hopefully the actions and the ways you've hurt each other, maybe they make a little bit more sense now, which might be why you're both confused. You might be understanding each other a little bit better. There's that whole thing where generally people, say, never get back together with your ex. I'd say in a lot of ways that makes sense to me, actually, because if it didn't work out before, there was probably a reason for that. But that doesn't always have to be the full 100% reality. There's always exceptions to the rule. So yeah, I'd say neither of you are quite done with this connection. And yeah, it's just a matter of, like, what went down exactly, and does it feel worth reaching out to you? I feel as though if you reached out, you might be able to communicate. It was kind of a bad breakup. He wanted to be friends after the breakup, and I initially said yes, but just couldn't, then blocked him for months without telling him. That is that sounds extremely painful. Oh, wow. So let's get an advice card. The World card. I think based off of your experience over the last 4 months, you either have, like, you've learned something, and I'm not sure what you've learned. It could be that you learned that either they did or did not deserve, like, to be suddenly blocked for the months to come, but that also could be that you were just so hurt from not being together that it hurt too much. And there's definitely a lot of connections that are like that. I'd say the person I'm currently with is, like, kind of goes into that energy a lot, where we're either together, or if we're not, it's just too painful trying to be in each other's lives right away. I'm definitely the type of person, though, that I just, like, I don't want to lose a person, even if we don't work out relationship wise. So yeah, definitely a lot of mystery. I'm like, whoa, I'm curious how things happened. I think if the breakup happened just due to stress and things, that there's a chance that you could, like, reconcile abandonment and anxiety issues. But if it was like he figured out his feelings and just, like, that this is like a friendship connection to him, then in order for the connection to work later on, okay, because of his commitment issues. Yeah, that's really, really tricky, because then it's like, what do you do if you feel like a strong connection with someone, but they can't commit? And then that's the only reason but then they still want to be friends. I personally think you made the right choice then, honestly. This reminds me of a certain connection. And I think like they might have had a strong attraction towards you, but I think it was more about the attraction than about intimacy, friendship, and things like that. So maybe as being friends, he still wanted like a friends with benefits type of a thing. That could be true or not true. I don't know. Like you can let me know if that resonates, if that with your situation. But if it is like that, my advice is like you did the right thing. But if you feel as though they actually genuinely appreciate the connection and that you actually really connect deeply, where like all the physical intimacy that without that you would still like have every reason to meet up and talk, then maybe there's something there. But if it's like it's almost like most of the time that you see yourself trying to interact with him ends up like being about meeting up physically, I would say that you made the right call. But I'll pull one more card for advice. I've got the Four of Pentacles, and I know you mentioned 4 months. And the Four of Pentacles is kind of about people read it often as like needing to kind of like let go of something, of like stinginess or whatever. But I personally like to lean into the card. I like to lean into like maybe you have like every reason to be holding on to your particular mindset or reason for being unsure about someone. It could be because that this person is likely to repeat the same mistake again in the future. So that's what I'm getting out of the connection, which I think makes it very confusing because you still have strong feelings towards one another, but this might be a person who's prone to repeat the same thing. So that's difficult. I don't want to just assume that people can't change or that they won't change, because then we cut ourselves off to the possibilities that something could get better. But yeah, I've had to kind of move past a lot of people. I think you saying that being together for 3 years, though, does sound like he did manage to kind of put in commitment for a while. Always keeps making the same mistake. Yeah. I think at that point, the intimacy feels a lot more secure to me. This does feel like a lot more of like something that was genuinely mutual. But that's not always the case as well. Depends on the person, of course. For some people, being with someone for that many years doesn't necessarily mean that they were treating you right or that the intimacy levels and respect of each other was the same. But personally, I do think, uh, circumstances aside, that like the number of years that you're able to build a connection with someone does mean something. I just think that it doesn't necessarily mean everything. I've had certain connections that we were friends for 6+ years or really, really close for that, like many, many years. And then they just completely like, betray me, abandon me, whatever feelings and situations happen, points of no return and so forth. I've had other connections where I've only met them over the recent years and they've ended up being so much more loyal and respectful of me than I could have imagined. Um, Maybe it took a lot of work to get to that point with some of those connections, but my point is that like long connections don't necessarily mean that they're the best. And meeting someone for a short time doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't already a really strong connection. So I would say like that you don't have to make a decision about this connection at this time when it comes to the world and the Four of Pentacles. I think given that history of 3 years, 4 months is a long time to go without communicating after being together for 3 whole years. And I also think being together for that long, like makes it sting that much more to like just never talk again. So you might end up being able to resolve things if you can kind of work out your thoughts and feelings and decide on what you want. But I'd say like this connection style is important. It might be worth trying to at least get closure over time to, maybe if you need a year, 6 months, however long. Personally though, how I feel is that when like I disconnect from someone, that one day I feel like I would at least reach out to try and make some sort of amends, when the connection matters that much to me. So I think if this person mattered a lot to you and maybe still does, that it might be worth the emotional efforts to heal and to find a state of acceptance, at the least. But I do think at this time, if given that the first card was the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords, I think it's still too soon to decide quite yet on what you want to do. So one last advice, the Hermit. I do think taking more time to yourself, if this person truly, truly cares about you, they will understand why you had to take that time to yourself and why you did not have the tools at the time or currently even to handle it either better or whatever. I think you handled it the best you could. So, yeah, those are the messages I've got for you. And I do think that this person still thinks about you and that they might be questioning if it was worth losing this relationship. Maybe it was a really good thing aside from like their decision to end things. Yeah. But yeah, I do think if you are able to get to a point where you are okay with the outcome, you could always try reaching out to them when you're ready and seeing like what they've decided. Life and our issues make things feel a lot more impactful and drastic and like, oh, this decision is the one and only final decision. But I do think you will come across connections that can provide a lot more security and love and affection than that, where they actually can take time and where you can actually make steady decisions. Feeling of rejection or change, and from how many people never gave us that much time to like transition in or out of a certain life with or without them, like is what causes a lot of these wounds. So yeah, you're welcome, Strawberry Rose. So yeah, obviously I could, I could kind of go on, but yeah. Alrighty. So who is next on this list after Strawberry Rose? I think it's playlist My, but I'm not sure. Danny, actually. Danny, playlist My, and Maria. And yeah. So I'm going to scroll down. Is my lover Yulia going to move at her grandma's house due to her issues with her parents? Thank you, Benita. Yeah, I try to be as understanding as I can be. Pisces power. Yeah. All right. Is my lover Yulia going to move to her grandma's house due to her issues with her parents. Thank you, Sarithi. And Sarithi, I think you should also get a reading, as I know we've done readings before. So I'm just going to go ahead and add Sarithi onto the list. So, Danny, let me go ahead and click on your question, actually. I get the Three of Wands. They might be planning to do that, actually. The Eight of Wands. I do think that this is related to why Yulia's been taking time to communicate and reach out. The Three of Cups. And Queen of Wands. I think it was okay the way things turned out, but I think, like, figure that thing out. Thank you. Whoa. So I think as well. So yeah, I got the Three of Wands, Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands. I think with how much waiting it took to meet up the first time in December, now trying to meet up again in February, it's like that might have been painful for Yulia as well due to their situation. They might have actually had a lot of hopes, high hopes when it came to meeting in December. I think that not working out, obviously not your fault, but that might have just like due to fate and life and hearing that she's having issues with her parents, something may have gone down in her home life that affected her well-being. So she might be wounded due to that. I think she's working through that. And I feel like it's likely that she'll tell you all about it, perhaps. So let's pull a card on if they are going to move to her grandma's house. The Emperor. I feel like that's what's being pushed at this point for her to have to move out, and a lot going on there. Can I ask like how old this person is? Obviously, like age is totally fine, but yeah, typically, especially like, I think whatever the age, like it like signals that there's a lot of challenges and like, yeah, abuse in a situation when it comes to like upbringing. Let's get one last card about her. The Fool card. Yeah, I do think she needs something new and needs to get out of that situation, because we all deserve to feel safe and to feel good in our own home. And if you're raised by people who cannot provide that, or might even like bring in, like make you feel unsafe or harmed, like, yeah, it's very, very, it does a lot to a person. So let's get some final messages. Nine of Pentacles. I feel like, but they don't act like it. Yeah. I've got some similar members in my bloodline about that. But anyways, Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. Yeah, I do feel like the lesson she might have learned over the months was that she has to figure it out herself, that she's all alone, and that she's going to have to figure out how to get out of this. Those might be her fears. So, Queen of Cups. But her heart, like, is still really hopeful. So, I would try keeping up with, like, maintaining the connection still. I would see if she reaches out to you by February, and then if around February, at the time that you're supposed to meet up, if you're still not hearing from her, I would try strongly to reach this person, but that's just kind of what I would do. You don't have to do that, but I do think, like, yeah, I think they're figuring it out, the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. I think that their manifestations to get to a safe space is coming together. Yeah, but I do think, like, this person might really need a friend at this time. She might be taking that message to heart. I feel like the encouragement is very much appreciated. It's very likely that, like, Yulia is, like, officially trying to figure a way out of a situation rather than putting up with it. It could be that for a while Yulia was like, "Oh, it's okay," but then, like, now might be like, "No, this is not okay. I need to get to a better spot in life and set up boundaries and kind of create distance between these people." A lot of people with abusive homes end up having to do that if they are to ever make some sort of recovery in their life. Wow. Peace and blessings. And then I think Playlist My, you wanted a reading on career. So let me know your question. And yeah, thank you all for the likes and for participating, getting readings from me. This is really cool. You're welcome, Danny. Denise. Hi, Rishika. Welcome in. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. Yes, absolutely. Currently, I'm answering from a list. So I just did a reading for Danny. I have a number of other people who would like a reading. So Playlist My, Maria, Benita, Bianca, Neha Gupta, Sarithi. Let me know if you're all still here. Hi. Yeah. On my screen, there's like a lot of boxes on your username, but I'm assuming you're Denise. Hello. Hi, Benita. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Alrighty. Hi, Denise. Yes, I do see the designs. They are really pretty. So I'm just going to pull a few cards, reading on work. So I'm not sure what in particular, but let's see what comes through. What's going on there? Four of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. You might have become financially reliant on this job and you feel stuck, but you want out. You want a different position, is what I'm thinking here. I think it's like you can't bring yourself to physically get to a new situation in terms of work, but you also mentally like you want a new situation. So I feel like this is saying you feel really stuck when it comes to your work life. The Nine of Cups. And I think it's in terms of feeling fulfillment. You might not feel very satisfied or fulfilled with your line of work at this time. So I hope this is resonating. The Three of Pentacles. I do think that this is like taking steps back and working on what does bring fulfillment into your life at this time. So you can reflect on what you want to do and that you can take steps in a new direction. And I think that that is sort of being encouraged from Spirit. The High Priestess. Yeah, you're just going to have to trust your intuition on this. Really reflect and meditate on what it is that you want to be doing. And yeah, as long as you have some time to put aside, you can start putting a little bit of time towards what you want to be doing. And you might kind of notice the shift, just see how it makes you feel. And that might give you more encouragement and hope that you could really manifest something positive financially out of your own hopes and dreams instead of out of whatever work situation you might be stuck in. So some final cards is the Nine of Pentacles. I do think, yeah, this is like you really want self-reliance because I think we're all getting fed up with like how the workforce is and kind of seeing like life doesn't have to stay like this forever. That over the years, decades, and centuries, that how life works can change. So, yeah, I am noticing lag happening on my side as I'm streaming. So if the connection's not very solid for everyone out there, my apologies. Alrighty. Let's see. Maria, let me know what you would like a question. Yeah, like let me know if you have a question or what you would like a reading on. Thank you all for the likes and for being here. All right. How's F feelings towards Maria at this time? Five of Swords. The Supernova card. Binary system. I think their feelings is that they might not be feeling very secure in this connection, and they want that to change. They want more harmony. I feel like this person might be wanting things to work out. That's how I'm reading this. And the Queen of Cups. And that might be on an emotional, on a soul level. and the King of Swords. I don't know if they will act on anything, but I do think on an emotional level that they do still feel connected to you and still feel your energy. So that's what I'm getting. So I hope that resonates. I'm just going to pull a few more cards. Six of Pentacles and the Chariot card. This could be something that over a while they might be able to balance their energy and move forward and perhaps communicate. But I think that they have a lot that they're juggling, so they might not feel like they have the tools necessary to make a change at this time, even though that's what they want. So it does seem like there's reasons for whatever is happening in this connection, but they do want things to change for the better. So that's what I've got. I think you make them smile, and that the connection that they made with you helps them get through challenges. Oh, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, let me know your questions, Steph. Benita, Bianca, Neha Gupta, Sarithi. You guys are next on the list, so drop your question as well, and I can, get all those readings out as well. You're welcome, Maria. Yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. Make sure to stay tuned. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified anytime I go live. And I'd be happy to do more readings in the future. Oops. Yes. After the next person. All right, we're going to do a reading with Benita. Hello. How does Gurpreet currently feel about me? I cut him off 2 weeks ago due to him being wishy-washy and confusing behavior. Benita. You sound very familiar. Benita, are you a regular on this channel? Did you do personal readings with me a lot in the past? Because I'm starting to recall, I think there was someone with the same name as you that did a lot of personal readings with me, I think in the first year that I was doing this channel. Wow, you're new. I wonder how that person's doing then, because it's been a while regarding that person. But wow, you have the same name as someone who used to get readings with me regularly, I think in 2018. So that's cool. Whoa. All right. So how does Gurpreet currently feel about Benita? The Chariot. This card keeps showing up for everyone. I just put these cards away. Chariot and the Supernova card. Again, this might be someone who wants things to move forward. They want the situation to change. So I think they're still thinking about you. I think they're still confused. The Two of Swords, they might feel badly about their indecisiveness, and they might still feel indecisive. So I do think if you were to reach back out, they'd still be unsure and wishy-washy but I don't think wishy-washy means that they're uninterested. I think they genuinely might be that confusing of a person, especially if they're a Pisces. The term wishy-washy gets associated with Pisces quite often due to like genuine indecisiveness, genuinely like not 100% sure of the future, and then feeling unable to make one like unanimous decision within themselves. So I think this person might, you never heard anyone with the same name as you. I think I've heard the name Benita at least a few times, but I've never met anyone with the same name as me either. So Wave Killer, hello, welcome in. Yeah, I'm pretty much taking everyone. Like anyone is welcome to join the list and get readings. Wow, bringing back memories. Oh, about the name. Wow. If Fina come back and act right. Being very playerish. Ooh, I see, I see. I think that depends on how well you know each other. How much was it that they're like a player? Because if it's like really player energy, I say to like let that energy go. But if this is like someone where they're not trying to play with people's hearts, but that they're just like trying to find, you know, like the one, and they're trying to commit to like somebody, then that could be that like they're just the type of person who maybe just tries to get to know everybody. They might be trying to, you know, give everyone a chance, but you yourself like trust how you feel about all of that. Yeah. So Wave Killer. So currently I am doing donation readings and I've got a list going. So Steph donated and I'm going to do her reading next. And then I'm going to continue on the list. If Steph, if you could drop the list again, then Wave Killer, you can see where you're at on that list. Can never figure out his intentions. The Phoenix card, I was just about to pull like an advice card then. And the Sun card, I think if you're never able to forget about this person over time, if it's meant to work out, you might end up reaching out again and it might actually work out. Because actually, not saying that this is that person, but so I'm currently in a relationship, and at the beginning, I was trying to give everyone a chance. And so this guy, he was like, I don't stand a chance with all these people. And so it just hurt too much. And he said, like, this isn't for me. And I understood. And then we just never talked again. Months later, he circled back and reached out to me again, trying to meet up with me in person. I explained I'm still confused in my life, but, you know, I'm still single. And then basically he was willing to try again. And like, I became more sure at that time actually. And then we ended up in a relationship within the first date, or starting to date. And then it became like an official relationship over numerous dates. And then we've just kind of been together. It's been really ups and downs, but now we've been together for either 2 or 3 years. 2 years. Yeah. So yeah, you never know. Hi, Annabella. And of course, anyone on the list, thank you for being patient, but if it ends up being that you have to head out, or you can't wait that long, I'd appreciate anyone letting me know, so then we know to remove you from the list. Otherwise, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Star. Yeah, but I do know not a lot of people turn out to be like me. Like I was actually genuinely just trying to give everyone a chance and still in the getting to know each other phase. But that's not always the situation. So love life is scary. You really have to risk it and put yourself out there. And oftentimes you end up regretting giving someone the amount of time that you did. But I do think all the times that I put myself out there and regretted giving a lot of people time, it all built up to actually finding someone who was worth the experiences that we have now. So that's my experience with love currently. All right, Steph. DS business model. Would I be successful? I think that's depends on how legit the business model. I think if it's legit, you should be able to do it, and you're the exact type of person who would be really going business model, and you're like, yes, I have no problem with this being a business model. I have no problem with feeling. Oh no. Let's see. It looks like it's improving a bit. Yes, it does seem a little bit better. Yeah, I'll just a heads up to everyone. I am really sorry about my internet connection. Um, it's all I can afford at the moment, but in the future, I would love to get really, really high quality internet connection. Internet should just be free. Everything really should be, but I will try and get that in the future so that I have a really stable internet connection when doing these live streams. But yeah, hopefully you heard what I said, Steph. Basically, like, you're the exact kind of person where, if this is a legit business model, I think you would like be extremely successful with it. But let's pull some cards. Will you be successful about this DS business model? Six of Swords. I think you're gonna have to really reflect on that and just like wait and see, is the business model legit? The World card, you're gonna have to gain that experience. I do think you may as well try. I'm gonna be real honest with you, Steph. In the first two, well, like before you sent me before I watched the video on the business model, I was like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of these. They always feel off. But then I watched the first 2 minutes and I was like, oh, I really like this person. I do think like a lot of people who do these like businessy things, they always kind of get me like that. There's like some I can connect with their personality where I'm like, oh, I trust you. But like that's how they get you. So, but my honest opinion is that like after I watched a couple minutes, I was like, this seems like it could be legit. So I say you're just gonna have to give it a try. Yeah, she is legit. I do think that. Like I actually, yeah. So a few more cards. Four of Pentacles and the Lover's card. I feel like the encouragement goes a long way for you. I think if you really put your all into this, especially when she said you can try it starting with $0, I think it's worth the effort. I do think there's a good chance that this would be like really solid. It might not bring in all of the big bucks, for a $0 business card, but I do think like it would bring in something stable, like even a solid like $5 to $20 a week or a month when getting started. I didn't watch the whole video, but I'm assuming her whole point is that when you get started, it might be a few dollars per month or something, similar to like ad revenue, I'm guessing. And yeah, I think that would be legit, even if it was just like a little bit. It might not be like a few dollars, it might be like 20 or it might be 100. I don't know. But I do think whatever amount it is, it sounds like one of those passive income types of situations. So I think it would be worth making the effort, especially if it's free when getting started. I also do have experience with making like a free website online for your business. They just auto fill in information. I would be careful of it because they would even auto fill in like fake reviews from people. Because I tried making a tarot website a long time ago, and then there was like these just fake names, and they were like, "Yeah, Sonsonmushi gave me this great reading," and I was like, "These are all just automated reviews." So anyone wondering, those places that have like millions of reviews or thousands, be wary. They might not be legit reviews. Anytime that I've put reviews online, though, I've put real reviews from people, though. So, yeah. So those are some things. So just informing people about how setting up a website can go, depending on which website you use to build one. Could help at least with my savings. Yeah, $20 a day. Exactly. Alrighty, I'll pull a few more cards on the situation. We've got butterfly, this blank card. Okay. And the turkey card and the raven card. I think this would be a really good opportunity to try. I think this brings change into your situation, lets you try something new, gives you another activity to do, and I think you're going to gain some sort of wisdom from it. At the least, you'll gain experience building a website. You're going to gain a few different tools here, and they might just be tools that genuinely could prove useful in the future, regardless of if you want to stick with the specific business model or not. But I do think that like you would end up appreciating the situation, the experience, and that you would bring in some sort of like success from it. Obviously, you'd have to try it out and see, but that's what I have for you. So yeah, we can always, pull more cards on that. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. Bianca, Nihagupta, Sarithi, let me know if you're here. Bianca, you're next in terms of readings. Yeah. And I'll give it a second to see if Bianca is here. Neha Gupta, I haven't heard from you in a while. I do know Neha tends to like just stop by to say hi and wish me well. So Neha might have had to leave earlier. So yeah. But Bianca, if you're here, let me know. And thank you all so much for liking this video. This is really, really cool. I think this was definitely like my most eventful live stream. So I appreciate that. And of course, if anyone is able to donate, please feel free to let me know and I will prioritize your reading. So yeah, I think, all right, I'm going to get started with a reading on Srithi since Benita and Neha don't seem to be here at this time. Thank you for letting me know you're still here. Alrighty. So, energy update of S towards you. Four of Pentacles. I just really wanted to show up again. So it might be the same. I don't remember your situation, but it does seem like whatever the situation is, that the energy might be not budging. They might be really stubborn at this time. Queen of Pentacles, really content with the way things currently are. So let me know if that sounds about right. The Chariot. This card really does keep coming up, though. And the High Priestess. And like, I know, like, it's like a limited number of cards in a deck, but like, it's still like a lot of cards. All right, pulling in accurate messages about S's energy towards you. Dark Matter. The Hermit card. Energy update. I think this person still is figuring things out with the Hermit card there. Going on a journey, like a, what's it called? Soul quest? Is that what it's called? I think you get what I'm saying, though, the whole Hermit message. So I think they're really trying to figure out who they even are and what life is supposed to be all about for them. The Five of Pentacles. So I do think this separation is helping them figure out more about who they are. So yeah, I don't remember your situation, but I do feel like this person might be content with the separation. How do they feel about you? Justice card. My guess is that they feel like things are turning out right. You deserve the best. The Ten of Cups. I do think there are genuine feelings there, though, so that might make it confusing, but it may be that they feel like separating might be for the best, that like just genuinely the tools that they have might not be enough, how they feel, to actually like step up and treat you the best. So I actually, yeah, it'd be easier with context, but I do think that this person has genuine feelings, but they genuinely might feel like you deserve better and that this separation might be for the best, because then maybe you actually have a shot at meeting someone who's ready in the present instead of later. Oh, hi. Denise, welcome back. I don't think we ever did a reading. Oh, but you are on the list. Okay. So, Sarithi, I hope that was the right message. I'm really not sure. This is assuming that you're in like separation. Aw, this sounds like him. He's been quiet. I miss him. Let's get advice for you then. I see Pulsar. I think just if you need to send out a message, you can. But overall, I'm getting like just keep caring for yourself. Move forward. Keep putting like the intention out there. You know, be open to the possibility of meeting new people, things like that. I do think things are going to work out for you when it comes to your love life. Just things might have to just be where they are right now. It could always change, but I think right now things are in a similar spot as they were before when it comes to this person. You're welcome. And then I'll just show you that last card, Pulsar. Yeah. Makes sense. I'm glad. Rishika, let me know if you're still here. Vishnu, let me know if you're here as well, as you are both next on the list. I hope to changes like a pulsar. Ah. Definitely. I think you are well on your way to those changes and to that bright future. Hope it changes like a pulsar. Gotcha. Alrighty, so I'm not seeing a message from Rishika or Vishnu. I think Vishnu was asking a question about how they might be doing on like an exam. So yeah, Denise, go ahead and let me know your question. And then Rishika, Vishnu, if you're here, let me know. Oh, okay, Vishnu's here. So I will go ahead and just start there now. And Denise, let me know your question. And Wave Killer as well. All right, so how will your exams be? Satellite, I think the time is near that the results will come in. So I hope that resonates. Obviously, certain exams take a while, but I do think it's a lot sooner that you'll get results. The star card, I do think like you'll be able to look at the results and study from them. So I get the feeling that there's a good chance that you actually may have passed, that you did pretty well. And let me go ahead and switch the question on the screen. Obviously, depends on how confident you are on the test or how much, you feel like you knew the subject. The Chariot, Black Hole, I feel like you're really relying on this exam. It might be an important exam for like getting a certification or something. And then the Three of Wands. I think if you have any classmates about this exam that you can like encourage each other and talk to one another, creating study groups that could benefit you in the long run, to find some really reliable connections that are trying to pursue the same school or like same studies as you. So yeah, I'm getting that like there's a good chance that you may pass, but I do think like gaining more confidence and building up more resources so that passing gets a little bit easier might really benefit you for some future exams. Saturn, transition, responsibility, and adjustment. Yeah. For some reason, I do feel like there is a lot to learn from the result of this exam. Or that like a lot is going to change due to this perhaps career path. So let me know if that resonates. Obviously, like exam is quite vague, so the energy is pretty general, but I do see that the overall energy is that it's very serious. That like when you get your results, I can kind of see you being the type of person where you're like really studying the results and like really wanting to know what you did right versus what you may have done wrong, and that you would actually like learn from the results. So I think that's a really good energy for a studier. A very Virgo energy, if that makes sense. A very focused energy. Yeah. And of course, a lot of like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, those energies all come up as well. So I hope that was a good reading for you. Obviously, I don't know the outcome or the future, but yeah, I think it'll end up being okay, whatever happens. You are a Virgo. That's cool. Yay. Hi, Usnavi. Hey there. You doing okay? All right. So I will finish with the. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Hi, Kelsey. Welcome in. Oh, no. All right. So we're going to be closing up the readings with Wave Killer, Kelsey, and I'm going to finish readings with like Stara, who is one of my mods. And I think that would be everybody. So after that, I'm planning on heading out. But if anyone donates, then I will stay a little longer and do a reading for you, of course. But yeah. Did I didn't do a reading for Denise yet, did I? So Denise and Wave Killer. Go ahead and drop your question down below. You okay, Snotty? Hi. Are you hungry? Yeah. Okie dokie. So, how does Chris feel towards me now? Annabella, I'm so sorry. I do remember you asked a question. We'll definitely do a reading if you are okay with that. So I'm just going to pull a few cards about how Chris feels towards you now. We got the King of Wands, the Six of Swords. I think they're trying to accept the situation for what happened. They're trying to understand better why things happened between you two. The Strength card. And I don't think that they've given up entirely on this connection. So let me know if that resonates, or if that sounds like them. If they're like a deep thinker or they reflect a lot, that's what I'm getting. And then the Two of Cups. I do think that they still have strong feelings towards you. So I'm not sure what happened or if this sounds right. I'm just going off of the cards alone here. But Pluto, something definitely ended. So even though there were feelings, things ended. In the Nine of Wands. But even though things ended, I don't think this person is over it. I think they tried to end things, but that they're not over it. Suddenly ghosted you. Yeah, sometimes it's because people honestly can get triggered real easily. It could be the smallest thing or what feels small to one person, but it could mean the world to the other person. On the other hand, it could just genuinely be that you didn't do anything wrong. So that's what I'm getting as what their feelings are for you. I think they're not like, you're not like out of their thoughts or out of their mind. I think you left an impression, and that they can't seem to just like completely forget about this in a few days, and then and there ghost. I see. Six of Pentacles. Have you reached out and then they just keep ignoring you? The Sun card. Ignores you. I see. Jupiter is on the back of the deck. So I asked like if there's any kind of advice then. Message can't be sent. So like blocked. Wow. Jupiter, Seven of Wands, the World card. I do think you are going to have to basically take action in your love life to figure things out, most likely. Queen of Swords, Mercury. Yeah, I do think you deserve someone that like communicates openly and honestly. Clearly, this person has some sort of strong feelings or reason to do that. Aw. I hope he was okay. Yeah, I hope this person comes back around then, because I feel like that's a possibility there. But generally, what I myself would do is not always the same as what another person would do. But personally, if I was in the space too, would pretty much still try to meet new people or to give other people a chance if the person I was currently interested in is just unavailable or whatever. But I do think they might like come back around over time, I hope. Or if you might be able to reach this person some way. Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon card. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the best you can do is try, and then if a person doesn't reciprocate, then that's on them at that point. Yeah. So, yeah, I would maybe consider doing that. And I hope that you're able to communicate and figure out what happened. Because, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll move on. Alrighty then. Kelsey, I think after Annabella, no idea what's on his mind. Yeah, just curious. Gotcha. Yeah, I think this person has been hurt a lot, and so they don't know what to think. It is possible that if you hadn't talked in a few days during that time, they might have gone through a lot, and they also might have like wished that communication was more frequent. That's always a possibility. Of course, I don't know this person, but I think people do a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, but I also think people make more sense than we realize. So if we actually witness their whole life play out, then we'd be able to kind of make some sort of judgment call on if what they did makes sense or not. But since it's literally impossible for us to watch someone's whole life play out, that we like didn't watch that before, you know, I think like everyone might have their reasons, as unfair as that might sound. But it's possible that this person felt really hurt from like how like long it might take to communicate or hear back from you, and then maybe they just decided like, all right, I'm gonna like do this now, like in return. But I could be totally off. All right, Annabella, if you could remind me what your question is. And yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for being patient with me. You're welcome, Wave Killer. And Kelsey, yes, I'll be doing a reading for you as well. All right, Annabella, what time frame do you see me buying a new house? I think I've gotten a question like this before from someone. Oh, yes, Denise. Yeah, go ahead and drop your question as well. Time frame buying a new house. Time frame. Queen of Wands. Eight of Swords. You definitely just deserve a new home. You definitely deserve the best. Eight of Swords signals that this is going to take time. So the Queen of Wands leaned towards it. The Eight of Swords more so. And then the Knight of Swords, skill, ambition, and momentum. But I do think you've made a lot more progress than you might realize. I do think it's moving forward in some way, or that you can take action towards that new home. The Three of Wands. I think it'll take a group effort, communication, building up the right connections, and the Tower card. So yeah, I do think like finding people who could help you with that will play an important role. Whether that's like a trustworthy like agent or a partner, a really trustworthy friend that like has a lot of experience in that field, something along those lines. There should be someone out there able to help you. And if it's not about specifically like experience with home owning, there might be someone that just has experience with like getting through life and like being there for you, being a support. The Five of Cups. So I do think like there's a strong like there's strong emotional wounds that might be holding you back from getting to more of what you want in life in the Wheel of Fortune. But I do think, like, with the ups and downs to life, that, like, you are bringing in a lot of good luck at this time. So let me just pull one card on literally a time frame. King of Wands matching up with the Queen of Wands. I think if you need to get to a much better living environment situation, that you're likely to get there perhaps within 6 to 12 months. I want to say months. Obviously, I do not know, but that is my guess on a time frame if I were to just put one out there. In terms of like buying a whole new house, that will depend on how much planning you do. And I do think you've taken steps towards that. I think you've been trying to set financial goals and things along those lines. So I would say don't give up on trying to get to this new home of yours. My guess / hope was 6 months. Whoa. So yeah. And Pamela, I do have to head out pretty soon. So I'm going to be trying to wrap things up. If you are able to donate, that is always appreciated, and I can prioritize doing a reading for you before I leave. Donations do come first. So, hi, S. Lee. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to do a reading for everyone. I'm just closing up the free readings with Denise, Kelsey, if I have enough time, possibly with Pamela. But if anyone wants to get a guaranteed reading at this time, you can check out the donation links below. There's no required donation amount, just simply like any donation of your choosing. So let me know if you donate, and I will prioritize your reading before I head out. So and Denise, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a reading for Kelsey, and then I will check out your question as well. How would I found out cheating on me? Readers told me he could be talking to someone. I believe it, but we are separated and not speaking. Ooh, yeah. I'm not too good with third-party situations, but I will try my best to help out. How would you find out? Binary system. I think you'll just have to trust this person. If this is your partner, like, you'll just have to trust. Like, the separation and the problems, did they come from that, like, there's that friction where you both are feeling like you might not want to do this anymore, or that, like, it might not work out? Or are you on good terms? Oh, okay. If you know, I think if you know, you know. I think you literally tell when you like meet up with him, like stuff ends up showing. I personally have no experience, but 6 of Swords. I guess now it's just like, what do you do about it? Ace of Cups. The Judgment card. I do think your heart is saying that it's important that you prioritize like moving forward and figuring out what you want to do. Asking, how would I found out about it through him when we speak again? I think if you know, you would find out from confronting him and saying, like, I really gave this a lot of thought. I gave this a lot of time. And, like, yeah, at least that's what I think. Would you know who? High Priestess. I mean, personally, like, how strongly, oh no, you're okay. Don't worry. Personally, how I feel about, like, people, if they are not, like, the most responsible or mature or respectful person, they tend to never come clean about stuff. So I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on that he would admit who the person is. But I do think, like, if the situation escalated and you, like, felt like you could just get an answer, or, like, be like, I'm gonna just figure this out, like, let me see this, let me see that. Like, if you, like, kind of, like, you're like, I deserve to know and I'm gonna know now. Like, if that feels like something, like a dynamic that you have with this person and that you feel like you could figure out. But I think if you're like, I'm not gonna force anything, just tell me. I doubt this person has the courage and the, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on this person on how much I believe in their ability to be, like, mature and understanding and things, but I feel that way because I personally don't understand, like, lying and cheating in terms of my own relationship. And I feel like it's, especially if someone can't be honest about it, like, yeah. So those are kind of like the messages I get. Tell me. He won't be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, honestly, this guy sounds difficult. I don't want to be rude. I'm not a big fan of this person, but obviously it's not my situation. So I don't want to overstep. But that's what I've got for you. I think you deserve the best. So it's up to you to decide if, like, if this is worth it. But I do think if you are, like, if you want to, like, yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry I don't understand your question then. Yeah. It could just be simply that I don't relate to this situation. So yeah, that's all I'll say on that, since I don't want to overstep. Denise, question: what is the outcome of my interview tomorrow with Emmy Rates? What is the outcome? The Chariot. Okay. The Judgment card. I think it's just going to depend on your interview, of course. I honestly think, like, interviews, like, those nuances on how things go play a big role. But I think if you rest your energy, get some good rest, prep yourself, and you're like, okay, here's what I'm going to answer with. Here's, like, if you kind of set up a plan I do think you have a good chance of success here. Trying not to be nervous for it. Exactly. 3 of Wands. Yeah, you got this. I think just some confidence and some encouragement could go a long way. So I'm wishing you the best. I get nervous about interviews and things like that as well. Binary system. This card came back. I get like a similar message with the card, which is basically the outcome is dependent on how strongly you show up to the situation. Ooh, I've prepared it for weeks. That's cool. Yeah. So like it does look like a lot is kind of like lined up. So wow. Yes. Yes. You've prepared for weeks. You got this. This situation shall be yours. You know, I just think like it doesn't hurt to be optimistic about something. And Jupiter, I think it's time that you get to expand and really grow and get some more experience with the workforce. So, yeah, good luck, Denise. I feel really positively about your interview. I'll try and go live tomorrow or the next day, hopefully. So, if you're around at the same time that I'm live, do let me know how that goes. Or you can leave a comment on this video or something later on. Yes, leave your hometown. I finally left my hometown last year. I'm like in my home area still, so I really want to keep going. But yeah, yes, please do. All right, so that's everything for this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and just pull a quick card for Pamela, just because I did sort of see your question and it does feel like, I don't know, I just want to pull a card on it. So I'm going to do that. And thank you all for being here, for the likes. If you haven't already, feel free to like this video if you want to support this channel. It is very much appreciated. You're welcome, Denise. I'm glad I could bring some sort of clarity. Yeah. So, what was the lesson I was supposed to learn with this experience with Ellie? I don't really understand what happened there. Okay. 6 of Pentacles. It's very likely that you put in effort and that this person just did not reciprocate the same efforts. That this person just did not give the same energy that you did, and that it was unfair, and that the lesson might be that you just deserve true equality out of connections with people, that you deserve to be treated better. That's my guess, just based off of the like tone from your question, from like your energy. You seem like a very like caring person. And then the 6 of Pentacles is a card about balance and a card about asking, was this situation giving the same energy that you were giving? So it's something about that. The Page of Cups. I also think that there is a message that like love is worth it regardless of the outcome. The feelings you have for someone still matter, even if things weren't able to work out the way that they did. 3 of Pentacles, and sometimes it's not even you or the person at fault. Maybe you both did try in the best ways that you both could, and that just, for whatever reason, someone just couldn't. Like, there could have been, like, just due to life, that for some reason, the outcome happened anyways. My guess is that a separation occurred that was painful, but I think there are new experiences for you out there. And sometimes it takes meeting some new people and getting some brand new experiences that you really come to appreciate. It sometimes takes that before we realize why a situation with someone played out the way it did. So I think you kind of can tell in a practical sense that things could make sense over time and that you could grow to understand the outcome basically. But I think emotionally it's painful there, and that like loss of sorts never makes sense really. I think we're going to have to go through the entire journey and we'll have to see for ourselves why things played out the way they did. One last card. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. And the Three of Cups. It could just be that that's, even though a connection feels so strongly, that's maybe how far the connection went. Sometimes there's not a particular real good reason, but it doesn't mean that like all hope is lost. I do think there's love out there for you. And I do think like, regardless of how strongly we feel about the person in the moment, there's always another person. There's always more to experience in life. And I have come to learn, like, through getting more experiences in life, that usually things do sort of end up making some sort of sense. And that feeling of things making sense and then not making sense goes back and forth all the time in life, at least for me as a Pisces. And then I get Pulsar and the Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. I do think you will see in time, and I do think your heart kind of knows. I think you're hopeful about love, and I think you're reaching those conclusions that, like, if I'm going to end up feeling this way about a certain connection, that I would want something better after all. So these are all what I just have to go off of with no context. So I hope that resonates. Yeah. And that's what I just have as like a quick, just pulling some cards, trying to tune into the energy. Yeah. You're welcome. It does seem likely that this person still wants to be friends with you if that's what you have communicated with each other. If that's not what's going on, then this is just more of a message saying, as far as a connection goes, like, this is how far it goes. But if you have both been trying to be friends now or something, I think that might be an extra, like, confirmation. But it doesn't have to be. Because, again, just very general card pull. Yay. And Stara, before I head out, let me know if you want a quick reading on anything at all. Thank you all for being here and for liking this video. A card about the air signs' feelings for you at the moment. The Page of Cups is back. So, yeah. There might be a similar message in there for you. That regardless of how strong the feelings are, sometimes connections just go the way they go. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. Best of luck to you as well. I hope your situation makes more sense through time. So let's see, a card. The Nine of Wands. I do think that this person is still not over everything, though. They still think about you. They're not quite done, but they still don't really know how to revisit things. Yeah, of course, Pamela. King of Cups. Three of Swords. I think how this person feels about you is they are understanding a little bit better that they could have handled things better, but I think that they're still constantly figuring things out in life that they may never, like, know how to still go about it. Hey, Hershey. So unfortunately, I'm about to head out. If you donate, I would be happy to stick around. But otherwise, try and tune in. I do try to go live every day now, so I don't. Sometimes I miss a day, but if you want, you can try and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and catch me live next time. One of the reasons I'm heading out is I actually have to go pick somebody up soon. But donations are always appreciated. And if you feel like donating, I would love to do a reading real quick. And then one last card for you, Star, about the situation. The Six of Wands. Yeah. But I do think like this person still thinks about you and that they still try like not to give up. Even though a lot of things have happened that they may feel that was like unfair towards you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting is that their current feelings. So I hope you can reach this person. I know you've been trying for a long time, and we can only wait and try for so long with people. Yeah, I hope you two figure it out. So yeah, that's what I've got here. And that, yeah, I still get that they're like just indecisive. They can't make a decision, that like they're still stuck. Like, but I do feel like they've like reflected on the past. Alrighty. So I think that's it. And if there's no other donations, I am officially heading out. Hi, Coulter. So unfortunately, I'm closing the list tonight, but if you donate, let me know, and I can do that reading still right before I head out. But otherwise, I will be heading out now. If you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell, I do try to go live every day. Alrighty. So yeah, maybe you'll catch me in another live stream. All right. Thank you, Stara. Yeah, this was really cool. I appreciate all of the likes and getting to do this many readings. Take care, Danny. Whoa, you stayed through the whole thing. That's so sweet of you. I think good things are coming your way. Alrighty. Bye, Maria. Take care. Danny, Stara, Steph, everybody watching. You are so welcome. And yeah, to everyone I wasn't able to do a reading with, I'm so sorry. And I'll be back later. So stay tuned. Good night. Alrighty. Take care, everybody.